sailboats. The remains now lie rusting along the banks.
Assalamualaikum teman-teman. Jumpa lagi dengan kita.
The
Putri
workshop's
My
quiet.
Family. Sekarang kita mau makan dulu. Makan pakai ikan goreng. Tadi masak ikan, nama masak oncom, digoreng. Ini ada sayur sop. Pakai sambal. Penyet. Rampai nih teman-teman loh. Mantap ya.
It takes just 4 or 5 hours driving through the forest,
Nalak kerupuk.
living a very traditional way of life. This is Boyanga village.
Sebelum makan berdoa dulu.
This pygmy ritual is to wish them good fortune,
Amin.
hunting in the forest. And we are going with them.
Nih ikannya teman-teman. Ikan tongkol. Colek sama sambal. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Looking for wildlife and useful plants along the way.
Mantap.
Mantap teman-teman.
They block animal holes and use smoke to force them out. It's the way they've always hunted. But a century ago,
Oncom.
King Leopold discovered there was something in the forest worth a huge amount of money. Rubber. This white sap from the wild rubber vines could be collected and made into tires for bicycles and then cars. But before rubber plantations industrialized the process, this was the only source, deep in the forest. So the pygmies were made to collect it.
Tangu itaka Bangkok bakiso barena pasi le beloko bepeta kakanga donc bloquant comme bien
Ambilnya mantap teman-teman.
topo les zéro topo ça et rien to yalan computer et pas et topo a te pas un computer déjà il y a le pénal comme moi donc aussi dans les prisons mais quand même tout au volet donc on n'a pas ce qu'on a au soi même là.
The feared whip was called a chicot, made from dried hippo hide.
Ayam.
But an
Sop
even
ayam.
more brutal punishment was common. Some of those who didn't collect enough rubber had their hands cut off. Up to 10 million people died under the regime of King Leopold II. And early photographs of atrocities led to the world's first international human rights campaign. It hastened the end of King Leopold's rule, but his personal property, which had made him rich, was handed over to Belgium in 1908, only for exploitation and brutality to continue. It was the Belgian Congo until 1960, even though there was little free about it for the Congolese. With independence came retribution and a great white flight from the country. Many Belgians
Mantap sambalnya teman-teman.
the Congolese were handed a place rich with natural
Pedas
resources,
tapi.
but without the knowledge and training to use them. Such was the colonial style that few people were qualified doctors, academics, or tested leaders. The country was cast adrift. The rainforest is perhaps the Congo's most precious asset. The largest outside the Amazon and a valuable sink for the carbon dioxide that's warming our planet. The demand for charcoal means it's going up in smoke. A solution to that is
Mantap
being
sambalnya.
a nature reserve on a remote bank of the Congo River. Yangambi was the world's largest tropical forest research station. Hundreds of expats and their families lived and studied here until they left in the Congo crisis. At that point, everything ground to a halt. Yangambi is home to a remarkable collection of plants going back nearly a century. The Congolese workers stayed on without pay and protected the precious archives. Today, they're being restored.
On coupe une portion de l'arbre au niveau de la forêt et on l'amène d'abord au niveau de
Kalau saya kurang suka teman-teman sama lalapan. Bali mo ya, kerupuk.
More than 150,000 samples of
Lalapan daun-daun.
which is being restored and rejuvenated, as it still has scientific value today. Climate
Kurang
change.
suka.
They're planting fast-growing trees to be turned into charcoal, set of the rainforest. And there's a bigger plan to generate electricity from biomass, burning an old, unproductive rubber plantation, and then using these new trees to create a sustainable source of fuel. It's the usual balance between conservation and economic growth, and it's a battle being fought along the length of the Congo. So when the river pilot Joseph Conrad travelled this stretch of the Congo a century ago, one of his biggest worries was stranding his steamship on the south bank. Ah, the lessons of history. It's chance to stand in the middle of the Congo River.
Oh, hangin.
Stuck. We just keep going in different sometimes. We've all managed to get it going again.
Yes, teman-teman.
Back in business. History has a habit of repeating itself in the Congo. We're taking a detour to another place, from another era, but equally trapped in time. From the port of Bandaka, we're following a tributary up to the very northern edge of the DRC, to Badalite.
Masaknya yang simpel-simpel aja, yang mudah gampang-gampang aja. Nanti kalau masak banyak-banyak, masak aneh-aneh, nggak kemakan.
This strangely haunting place
Cukup ke sambal, kayak ikan.
the Congo for more than 30 years. A dictator who renamed the
Itu udah
country
nikmat
Zaire
teman-teman. Nggak enak.
as Mobutu Sese Seko. Welcome to what's left of the
Ini kalau makan nggak ada sambal, ikan sayur tanpa garam.
The height of opulence.
Hambar ya.
How the people destroyed these pies in shock to me.
Kalau makan selalu ada sambal.
Wata Fifi is one of his daughters.
Was it like
Kerupuk.
at the entrance on your left of the road? There were one Picasso painting. The main waitress.
After independence, Mobutu became the army chief of staff. He arrested Patrice Lumumba, the country's first prime minister, who had turned to the Soviet Union after being shunned by the West. With the Cold War backing of Belgium and the CIA, Mobutu handed Lumumba to the rebels to be killed. His body was cut up and dissolved in acid.
He is not a reclusive and
Yes.
camera-shy in build and mystique. The scale and pomp of this highly visible ceremony are designed to bolster his vast diminishing authority. It is also an humble acknowledgement that he knows he's in trouble.
Mobutu transformed himself into a classic African dictator after becoming president in the 1965 coup. Political opponents and rivals were killed or tortured. His regime was totalitarian and corrupt. He got rich while the country got poor. What was he like as a person?
Habis teman-teman.
A generous person. I tell you the truth, not only because
Yeah.
he's my family. He loved all the children. He loved his family.
He's been alleged to have been a terrible president, brutal.
Oh, brutal. I don't think so. If you're brutal, you have to start it with your family. You never buy one of child alone. Never.
all came crashing down in 1997. An invasion and a coup forced Mobutu out. He died in exile. It's when the looting here began, when time stopped in Bapalite.
Ambil ya.
Udah Bu, makan.
Terima kasih.
Makasih ya Bu. Ibu yang durian.
This international airport was built in the middle of a jungle. It was a vanity project. That was a plush VIP reception area. This, a huge terminal. Concorde landed here, bringing in luxury goods like pink champagne for then President Mobutu. Today, it's just a shell. The money just dried up. This distant town on the edge of the country owed its privileged position to one man, and he'd gone. A while ago, the town's hydroelectric power station broke down. It takes 3 months for generator fuel to come upriver from Kinshasa, and then another 10 days or so.
Alhamdulillah, habis teman-teman.
Flood damaged the road.
Kenyang.
The lights are off in Bapalite.
Udah, sampai di sini dulu ya teman-teman video kita hari ini.
And head upstream, past Yangambi
Jangan
and
lupa
on
di
to
like,
Kisangani,
komen, subscribe.
end of the line for river traffic.
Sampai jumpa di video selanjutnya. Assalamualaikum.
Once again,